do our topic. We're going to talk about our topic. Every week we have a topic. We have questions from our viewers, a flirt alert, and then we have quick tips for you. So this week's topic is bad dates and lessons learned. So, Karen, you want to start us off?
Sure, why not? We'll relive my horrible moment. The date was going fabulously well. He's a really nice guy. He's tall, he's handsome, he's in shape, which is fantastic. He's my age. And so we went to watch the Texas Tech game, the Texas Tech UT game. And I got so excited, and I drank too much, and we had to come home at 9 o'clock. So we had to watch the rest of it here. And
where were you, just out of curiosity?
we went to third base.
Third base.
It was very fun. I was having a splendid time until I almost fell asleep at the place, which is horrible. I just got tired. If I'm just sitting there, I get tired if I drink too much. And I was so excited to date him. I was so excited about the whole thing. Well, and you know, so he brought me home. We watched the rest of the game, then he left. And I did apologize the next day. I sent him a nice email saying sorry, blah, blah, blah. And
it's always good to do when you're lucid.
Yes, yes. And so then we texted back and forth, and I really felt just awful about it because I really did kind of like him because he's the first guy I've kind of liked. I mean, I've had a million dates, but kind of liked in a while. And, but then he just started acting a little bit odd, I guess he thought. And that was fine because, you know, he got some crazy bitch getting drunk, you know. So he's probably going, oh, yeah, she's on the short list of getting out of here. So, anyway, I started listening to Pink, and I found my perfect theme song that I always have to get a theme song to get over whatever. And I just put it on really loud and rewind it 100 times and sing till I feel better about the situation. And so this one is Walk Away, and it's a great song. So now, I mean, we do actually have a date tomorrow night. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But now I am not enamored of him anymore. I'm just kind of chilled because I've had my Pink attitude, and and I'm much more just at ease with where things are. And I don't think he's my Mr. Fabulous. I think maybe he was just my Mr. Hey, pay attention what you're doing, you know. But anyway, I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
Lessons learned. And
lessons learned, you know. And you never know who's going to bring you the good lessons to learn. Right. So there you go. He's a great guy. We'll see what happens. I'm open, but.
Okay, so that you were the bad date. Now, have you had? I think you mentioned you've actually.
Oh, I've had some scary dates.
Yes, tell us a little bit about it.
All right, so one of mine, I'm remembering back. It was a first date with this guy, and I met him on Match years and years and years ago. And he said, "Okay, let's go to dinner, and then we're gonna go see a play at the play downtown, the house. It was next to the theater down there. I don't. State Theater or something." And so we get to the restaurant, and his entire family, I'm talking like 15 to 20 people, are there. And it's the middle of the summer, and he is wearing like a really heavy wool blazer. And I guess he was a little hairy, and he shaved his hand.
Oh my God!
It was really weird. And so I was like, oh God. And then so he ordered a bottle of wine for everyone. Only one bottle for like 15 to 20 people. So we each got this much wine. And it was like a blush, you know, it was pink. Then, you know, I'm really ready to go home after this because I've pretty much had enough. And he's like, you want to go to Mozart's for coffee and dessert? I'm like, no, I want to go home. And so he drives me home. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, how am I going to get out of here? I do not want to kiss the guy. And he wanted to walk me up to my apartment. I'm like, no, I don't need to be walked up. And I was trying to be nice, but he's like, no, I'm going to walk you up because he's real insistent. And I was like,
because he was having big clothes.
I think I remember this actually. It was a while back, right?
Yeah, I remember this.
Okay, so what happened? Did you kiss him?
No, no, I ran out of the car.
Are you serious?
Ran out of the car, up the stairs, and never heard from him again.
Oh my gosh.
That was a really bad date.
Huh.
That was my probably worst one.
That is a pretty interesting and bad date. It's quite entertaining.
Yeah, so I haven't been on, yeah, so, I mean, that's pretty much it for me.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay, you tell us now.
Oh, me? Oh, gosh, I have this hair in my lips. Sorry, it's driving me crazy. Okay, got it, thank you. You know, I have to say, if I've been on a bad date, I can't remember a bad date. I try to make every date, even if I don't like the guy, I have it, you know, I'll even say to the guy, hey, you know, let's just be buddies or something, but let's create fun and play no matter where you are in the date. And just because you don't like him to marry or to even date a second time, you can. I always felt like you can still. He's a human. He's another person that you know you can connect with.
What if you really don't connect with him though? What if he's really like
she has
funky
that
looking, or you just got nothing in common? Because I've met some people and going, you cannot get out of there fast enough. So how do you create
to me,
connectivity with someone that's really
you don't
not
have to
your type?
create connectivity. I think that's where
you have to relate to them though. You're saying
when you ask them questions about themselves and then like kind of expand on the topic and maybe talk about if they say something that they do, say, oh, you really, I did that, and just talk about what you've done.
So if they're really repulsive, it's still okay. It's just
yeah, but I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've ever gone on a date with a repulsive man.
Well, sometimes they do the bait and switch on you.
Which is?
Oh, you mean like meet dates from?
Yes, like from online dating or.
I've got some tips for you.
Yeah, I mean, you just.
No, I haven't had any. Well, that one guy, the hairy hand guy.
The Hobbit.
That's good.
Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just try to find whatever it is. Everyone's got some cool, interesting story, or it's got something that they can valuable for themselves, and I'm just trying to find that and get into there and bring it on them. So that's kind of what.
And if you're not interested in their pictures, don't go out with them anyway. But what if they look completely different? That's when you just have to try to relate.
And that does happen because they don't always put the true deal.
Or they put 20 years ago. I'm like, dude, where's your son? You know,
see, that's why they need to have a newspaper and hold the newspaper up so you can see today's date. You know, and so you know it's current. And you don't have to like.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm serious. I hate to be clinical or whatever. You know how when you get hostage or whatever, they have the today's paper.
Oh.
Yeah.
You want to see a current photo, and we really mean it.
Yeah, and also just be upfront, like, you know, I think we're just going to be, I don't think we're a match. I've done that before.
I've done that too, and it's real awkward. I'm like, oh, that's kind of awkward. And then the guy did chill out.
Well, another thing you can do is like, you say, you know, I don't think we're a match, but I might have some girlfriends that would, and then I start coaching them. I can't help it. I'm kind of a dating coach. So I do that, but like, you know, help them with their image sometimes. Like, oh, you know, you have great hair. Have you ever thought of doing it like this or this, or putting some gel in it or something, you know? So, and also another thing I was going to say about lessons learned for bad dates is like, it's better to tell the guy you don't want to be with him than to avoid him. And
I agree with this because I had this guy who I met I've known him for years, friend of my brother, and he, we hooked up again at the reunion, my 20-year reunion. He was really cute, 6'5", looked like John Bon Jovi. I mean, hot. So, you know, I was kind of liking this other person I was telling you I was a bad date with, and he wanted to come over and hang out over. I'm like, well, you know, I'm really not interested in you, but my friend Heather, she might be. So he came over, and he has long hair now. He'd gained 20 or 30 pounds, and I'm like, oh, shoot, I oversold you, you know. But anyway, but they are. So I did do that. I did have a successful story with that because I was real honest with him out front and said, you know, you're not my kind of guy.
That's the best way.
Yeah, we think
so
about
that does work. That does work. I just wanted, that's my story that it does work.
And people always think, you know, oh, I can't do that, it'll hurt his feelings. No, you will hurt his feelings or her feelings more if you don't say something.
Right, and then you create a whole spider web of madness and that sort. Well, I'm with you. I haven't had a ton of bad dates. I did have one date that could have been the worst date in the history of really crappy dates. And we had talked, it was one of those Match.com things where we had talked, we had written first, you know, I like to see that they're literate and that kind of thing, and then we had spoken on the telephone and really dragged it out, and I'm done with doing all that though, because it just, quick. Yeah, I would rather meet you, and then that way I know one way or the other. But this guy, in conversations that we had, he had mentioned some kind of aggression that he had, you know, with this girl that he coined crazy. But then the more we talked, I wonder if he had some control issues. Well, there I was, meeting him downtown at dark 30 and getting out of my truck and trying to navigate and find this restaurant, which I couldn't find. So he calls me, he's like, where the hell are you? And I'm like, well, I'm lost.
You said hell?
He said hell.
Oh my God.
Okay. And it got worse from there because he really started getting kind of, you know, he's like, well, Jesus Christ, you know, and I'm thinking, I'm like alone in the dark on a random street trying to find the restaurant, and he goes, well, it's really not that tough, you know, it's not. And I said, you know what? I didn't. I said, you know, because he had already ordered the appetizer and everything because we were going to have a drink and appetizer and go to a hockey game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it could have been a great night, right?
Big night.
You know, fun, you know, like interactive. Well, I said, you know what, I really don't like the way you're talking to me, and so I think you should just enjoy the appetizer and have fun at the game. And I hung up and never talked to him again.
Good for you, yes.
Yay!
I know, right?
Yeah.
Make no bad dates. Always trust your gut and
trust your
and
gut.
be upfront and honest with people all the time. So.
Absolutely.
Here's to you.
Yeah, that could have been.
All right.